next, we got Joseph Perez versus Jacob Farni. Perez over at Seoul, and Farni out of...
Where are you at?
Oh, never mind. Perez training out of Seoul BJJ with Tim Welsh, Danny Flores, all those guys. I assume he's going to come out with the same corner. Cast Iron, Drakkar, and Tim Welsh. Yep. So I assume he's going to come out with the same corner, so we know he's very well trained. But this kid, special. Joseph Perez is very special. Not just because he's got a head kick on the record, okay? We know how I am about head kicks, just how you are with females. But
you should have him on Head Kick Audio.
I already have.
I know.
I already have. And it was a great interview. I got to learn a lot about the guy. But from seeing him compete in his last fight, he's just so well-rounded.
You could not have had a better debut.
I mean, he got to see everything you could see in MMA.
Well, not only did he get some highlight reel striking on his debut, usually guys, when they come out for their debut, play it safe. This guy threw everything to the wind. You got to see such an amazing variety of techniques from him, and then won with a submission.
I know.
You know, he couldn't have had a better debut. I really, he showed such talent and such promise. I really look forward to seeing what he brings into his second fight.
He's taken on Jacob Farni, who was originally scheduled to fight one of their training partners over at Soul Fighters, but unfortunately that guy got injured. Farni's guy got injured, so Perez and Farni are going to face each other. So we get to keep both guys on the card. They just had a last-minute change of opponents. That's it.
I'm sure they don't mind.
They don't mind at all. They're both happy to compete. They are both happy to compete. Farni says he actually likes this matchup a lot better. He likes this matchup a lot better. He says the opponent change doesn't faze him at all. And of course, Perez is going to take anything you throw at him. That kid is just so skilled this early on. It's pretty unbelievable. You know, I would imagine my first fight, if I don't sleep the guy in 10 seconds or choke him out in 10 seconds, I would hope to have a fight like Perez's debut.
Perez got to show so many of his skills in just that first fight.
Credit to Malik, too, because he was there for almost all 3 rounds. Okay? But that is what you want to see early on in these amateur fights. You want to go through it all so that by the time you're a pro, nothing is surprising. Speaking of pros, we got 3 pro fights on the card.
We have 3 pro fights on the card. We're going to turn it over to Dave Velvet right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Our next bout is a welterweight bout. Making his way to the cage out of the blue corner, fighting out of Proving Ground MMA in Surprise, Arizona, Jacob Farni.
Jacob Farni training Proving Ground. He trains with Isaac, Nalen, and Antonio. A couple of those names should be familiar. Nalen and Antonio have both competed under the RUF banner. Unfortunately, I don't know Isaac's last name, so I can't verify if he has been in the cage. He said, look, during the camp, it was initially a lot of wrestling. And then when the opponent switch came, he switched over to striking. Like I said, he said that he's better off with this matchup. And he says, look, I'm going to look to smother the kicker. He says, my opponent's got great kicks. I got to go in there and close the distance and smother him. Okay?
That's a very smart thing.
Definitely a very smart thing. He works at a gun shop, much like our very own Patrick Boffman,
He kind of looks like the type of guy who'd work at a gun shop.
Definitely. And look, he's also a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine, as they say. So a veteran of the armed forces. And he said, look, I've been fighting my entire life. So this is all natural for me. This is just something I do now. We didn't have time to go into details of what the fights may have been about, but I'm assuming it's just, you know, struggles in life. That's a big welterweight. He's thick.
He does strike me with that wrestler build, kind of.
Saying very thick.
And his opponent out of the red corner, fighting out of Tim Welch, BJJ MMA in Peoria, Arizona, Joseph Perez.
Joseph Perez on his way to the rough cage, fighting out of Tim Welsh, BJJ in Peoria, Arizona. This will be his second fight in the cage, second fight for RUF MMA. And you and I were both talking about how excited we are to see this guy come back, because he made such a great impression on us in his debut fight. You got to see such a range of skills and fought with the experience of someone who does not have his experience.
Exactly.
You know, and he showcased great striking, and on top of that, won with a submission. You know, so he's obviously a very well-rounded fighter, very exciting to watch, and brings into the cage with him just fantastic energy. And look at him smile. He's ready. He just exudes positivity. He's so anxious to get in there. I got to talk with him a little bit before this fight. I actually saw him last night, and like he's just so excited to be in here tonight. And he says that he is going to perform better. He says, he's like, man, I am better than my first fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this welterweight bout is brought to you by MMA Stalker. MMA Stalker is a women-owned digital media company specializing in capturing and showcasing all things MMA. Their expert team catches stunning images of fighters in action and creates captivating digital media for fans of mixed martial arts. Once again, out of the blue corner, out of Proving Ground MMA in Surprise, Arizona, Jacob Farni. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner from Tim Welch BJJ MMA in Peoria, Arizona, Joseph Perez.
Oh, Jacob Farni, Joseph Perez, welterweights, 170 pounds. Brad Frank, our referee. Second fight of the night.
Let's see if he throws this fake uppercut, feint with the hook.
It's not too late. Get yourselves over to roughnation.com.
To the overhand right. It was a combination that he's been working on.
Farni opens up.
He is all over him. Coming forward with reckless abandon almost. Definitely smothering the kicker.
Jacob Farni did not waste any time doing exactly what he said he was going to do, smothering the kicker, coming forward with punches, being very aggressive, initiating the clinch.
Man, he is on him.
Nice knee there by Perez. But
Nice knee.
Farni with the dirty boxing right here, and now they separate.
These guys are getting after it, Ed.
That's a fast start to this fight.
That's a very fast start.
Swing and a miss.
I couldn't tell if it connected or not. Hold on, something going on. Some tape on the cage.
Brad Frank paused the time. Something there.
That's okay. We'll just throw it over.
Oh, just some tape.
We don't need any distractions in here. Nice body shot.
Nice leg kick there by Perez.
Well, and Perez will mix things up very well. Farni's just looking to close the distance and apply the pressure, smother the kicker. Just like that. Takedown attempt here up against the cage. Couldn't tell if that was on the twig and giggleberries.
This is a nice physical fight taking place right here, but we know how much energy this uses, especially if you're unsuccessful in the grappling. If you don't get the takedown, you wind up giving advantage to the striker. Nice side kick there by Perez.
The thing I like about both guys here is both of their original matchups fell apart. And this tells me, the way that they're fighting, that they didn't stop training. They didn't stop training, and it's paying off here in the first round.
Nice leg kick there.
Man, he is just bull rushing him.
Double unders there by Perez. Perez has double underhooks.
There's a takedown of his own in the mount.
Drops
in the mount.
Right into full mount.
Up against the cage here. A minute to go in the first round. Look to work his ground and pound here. Farni, feet on the cage.
Very smart. That is a are we going to have another triangle choke here by Perez?
Oh! Big slam!
And Jacob Farni just slams his way out of the triangle, but Perez with his legs up again.
He's on it again.
And he's got it locked. He's got it locked.
He's got it.
That's there's the tap.
Wow.
And Joseph Perez.
Wow. 2 fights, 2 finishes.
Two triangles.
Unbelievable. I love the pace of that fight. I love the pace of that fight.
Wow. Joseph Perez does not disappoint. Another phenomenal showing.
I'm telling you that Perez is something special. Look at this right here.
Look at this triangle.
No, this is the slam here. Throws him out. Boom. And Perez just goes right back to work with it. Right back to work.
That was a real quick, I have to point out what a good technique that was by Farni to use the cage to get top position. He kicked off the cage and wound up on top. Look at this. Look at his triangle. He connects his feet in an instant, and just Farni taps right away. He knew that triangle was on. And Joseph Perez with another gorgeous highlight reel finish.
Definitely, and that's got to pump you up for that pay-per-view.
If you guys have not bought this pay-per-view yet, look at this action. 2 fights, 2 finishes,
2 first
round finishes. You guys got to get yourselves over to RUFnation.com and buy this pay-per-view, because we got 6 more fights of this.
Unbelievable action. Unbelievable action.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to a close at 2:24 of round number 1. Your winner on submission to a triangle choke, out of the red corner, Joseph Perez.
Joseph Perez, your winner via first round triangle. And I believe we are going to be going to a 10-minute intermission, or I'm not sure what the time is, but we're going to be going to an intermission so we can switch the feed from the prelims to the pay-per-view.
Get yourselves over to RUF Nation. Not waste any time.
Man, he is on him.
By Perez, but
Nice
Farni with the dirty boxing right here, and now they separate.
He's got nice body shot.
Nice leg kick there by Perez. Wind up giving advantage to the striker. Unders there by Perez. Perez has double underhooks.
With the takedown of his own in the mount.
Drops
in the mount.
Right into full.
Look to work his grip. Farni, feet on the cage.
Very smart. That is a are we going to have another triangle choke here by Perez?
Oh! Big slam!
And Jacob Farni just slams his way out of the triangle, but Perez with his legs up again.
He's on it again.
And he's got it locked. He's got it locked.
He's got it.
There's the tap.
Wow.
And Joseph Perez.
Wow.